The FCT Chief Judge, Justice Husseini Baba Yusuf, has signed practice direction and guidelines on trial of sexual and gender-based violence cases and ancillary procedure on application for protection order under the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act. Baba Yusuf signed the practice direction on the sidelines of the ceremony making the 2022 to 2023 legal year. He also appended his signature on the practice directions on small claims 2022. Speaking, Baba Yusuf said they were carefully thought out practice directions to not only enable but also to enhance the workability of the VAPP Act and other related statutes in the territory.
As part of the legal year ceremonies, I shall also this morning append my signature to the newly published practice direction and guidelines on the trial of sexual and gender-based violence cases and ancillary procedure, and the practice direction and guidelines on the application for protection order under the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act of 2015. These are carefully thought out practice directions to enable and enhance the workability of the VAPP Act and other related statutes. In the past 1 year, the court has witnessed an upsurge in the number of cases filed in our registries. This is understandably so, considering the pace at which the Federal Capital Territory has continued to develop and movement of people into the Federal Capital Territory as a result of the insecurity in some parts of the country. As a result, in the last 1 year, we have witnessed an increase in the number of civil and criminal cases filed in the High Court, the Magistrates and the Customary Court of Appeal. Details of the returns of these cases in each of these courts have been tabulated in the annual report, except to remark that our disposal rates have marginally increased compared with the previous years. As an institution, we shall continue to strive to meet the demands of court users and the general public. As I salute my brother judges and the magistrates for rising to the occasion, toiling tirelessly in attending to cases assigned to them despite the prevailing conditions under which they work, I continue to enjoin us to remain steadfast in the discharge of our duties of adjudication in meeting with the expectation of the society.
Similarly, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami San, commended the FCT judiciary in its efforts at efficient and timely dispensation of justice.
Definitely lend credence to the continued efforts of my Lord, the Honorable Chief Judge, at constituting and reconstituting top-notch delivery of judicial remedies by creating better and more efficient ways for dispensing timely justice. There is no doubt that if government institutions can be similarly decentralized, area courts will be more developed. He must therefore commend my Lord, the Honorable Chief Judge and all judges of the FCT High Court for relentlessly shepherding and nurturing the absolute template of judicial service delivery at the FCT High Court to what we have today. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with a total of 16 judicial divisions, you will agree with him that what we have as the High Court of the FCT today is in fact a template of a strong, well-respected and highly professional institution that upholds the rule of law, serve the public and safeguard the interests of FCT. Thank you. He has asked me to thank my Lord for always helping to lay some of the strongest of foundations for judicial precedent and providing clear guidance for its enforcement as the highest court superintending over all subordinate courts at the state equivalent level, being the appellate court of first instance for the inferior courts within the FCT. As the Attorney General of Federation, he is quite familiar with the volume of court processes filed at the High Court of the FCT on a weekly basis. The tirade of processes which passes through his desk daily gives him a very clear idea of the heavy assignment that my lords have to confront every day. He would like to seize this opportunity to assure your lordships that the government is ever ready to work with the judiciary and ever supportive in bringing digital innovations to ease the onerous tax of the court